All right, so this is a problem that I ran into as I was trying to scale my seven-figure business. I had a small team, have a small team, just three people, including myself, and we were constantly like balls kept getting dropped. And there was more and more friction happening in the team. Communication wasn't amazing. We would get off meetings kind of annoyed at each other, and knew I needed a way to kind of fix this so that we could all feel like we were pulling the same rope, so that we could be more efficient, productive, and happy. And obviously, in my case, so seven-figure business, three-person team, including myself, complication with the other two people being my husband, Michael, and my sister, Lucy. So there's definitely that relationship element where I think you'd have a lot more conflict there than if we were not related or married to each other. So it wasn't working because our communication, the tool and system we're using for communication, was not appropriate for us. Um, and we did not have enough structure. And I am someone who is quite resistant to structure. And I realized if I actually want to, one, grow, to even stay where I am, but just be happier and have a better team culture and have a better business that feels easier, I needed to add more structure. And we did that for, I'm going to walk you through it. We did it for communication, we did it for meetings, and we did it for a couple of things. I'll show you. So let's dig into this because this is really, really important. So, as I said, it's a seven-figure business with a three-person team. People were doing the jobs, but things kept slipping through the cracks. So we were having conversations, but like we had to keep reminding each other, or like, oh, that thing I asked about last week, where is it? Or we had this idea 2 months ago. No one has done anything with that. Why not? And personally, I was just so resistant to adding more structure until I realized how to get over myself. Here's what we had to do differently. So we added had it made three small changes. I don't think they're small. They sound small. They have not been small because it's a new habit we've had to integrate ourselves into, all three, all of us. It's completely shifted how we operate, and it was not about like more tools necessary, more stuff. It's given us less work, but we've had to create our make of communication and task flow like really intentional. So one, we moved all project communication into ClickUp. The actual one of the actual problems, I'm always looking at problem and result, right? The symptom, like the symptom of the problem was people kept forgetting stuff. I would have to remind someone else, and they would be like, "No, I'm waiting for you because I sent you the draft, Maggie, and you haven't approved it." And I was like, "Oh, I completely missed that." A huge reason why that problem existed was because we were using Slack for all this. And we still use Slack, but we use it differently now. And the problem was when you have Slack, you say, "Hey, Maggie, can you do this?" And I'll see it. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go do it." And then I might forget. It does not help that all three of the team members, including me, have ADHD. What we have done now is that we've moved to ClickUp, and you can use Asana, like you can use something else. It really doesn't matter what tool you use. But basically, for everything that we do, every project, big or small, it needs to have a place for us to talk about. Because now in Slack, it would be like we would talk about one project in like the marketing, like in five projects in the marketing thread. Of course, things got lost. So for us now, the mantra is if it's not in ClickUp, it doesn't exist. If it's not in ClickUp, it means we do not have a place to talk about this thing. And what's also really helped is that we feel like all three of we're all in it together. Okay. We're all in it together, as in it's not like, oh, you haven't done that or you haven't done that. Oh, it's not been done. Cool. Let me make a space for it in ClickUp so we can shift that conversation there. So it means everything we talk about goes into ClickUp. Everything we talk about also gets assigned a person. One person is in charge. Always one, not two. One person is in charge to have responsibility. And we also sign a working on date. Not just like a due date, but like, here's when I'm going to work on this thing. So then everyone knows what's happening. This is very related to the next thing we started doing, which was structuring our Monday meetings. So we would always have a Monday meeting in the past, but we didn't really have an agenda. We had kind of key points, and it was a bit, again, jumping from topic to topic. We now have the same agenda every single week. We have like a Google sheet. You can kind of see, maybe open over here in a tab. Everyone shares one win from the previous week. So we start with like, what's a win you want to share? What can we celebrate with you? Because I also realized, well, if I want to build team culture that's like, we celebrate each other and we do hard things and we're excited for each other and we believe everyone is doing their best, even when we mess up, How can I cultivate that culture? Great. Instead of always being like, oh my gosh, I didn't do this and I feel guilty, or you didn't do this and you should have. Cool. How can we like celebrate people for the big and small things that they do? And how can we encourage them taking initiative? You know? So we now start that by sharing a win. And then we go through like kind of our main categories. This entire thing we're probably done in like 30, max 40 minutes, where we're like finance, sales, what's our monthly recurring revenue, payment plans, where do we need to kind of like go re-engage clients or reactivate or check in on them, and then the sales pipeline. So we're all setting up kind of for the week. Actually, no, this honestly, I said 40 minutes. That's kind of the entire meeting is about 40 minutes. So this is probably like 15, 20 because we fly through it and we do it every week. Then this has been such a game changer. We go into ClickUp and we look at everyone's tasks, right? I told you that everyone gets assigned a task in the project. We look at like, cool, Maggie, you were going to work on this last week. Did it get done? Why not? What do you need? What are you missing? Okay. Which also gives me accountability of like, oh, I have to go make sure my ClickUp stuff is updated before we have this meeting. And we have our always three quarterly priorities, our strategic priorities for the quarter. We always mention them on meetings because we also realized we have these like big quarterly things that we do, and we're like, oh, here's what we do this quarter. And then we never look at that again. And the next we're like, oh shit, what did we talk about last quarter? Oh, that. Oh yeah, we forgot. So now every quarter we're like, every Monday we're like, these are our priorities. Are we on track? Is anything are any of these projects, any of these priorities, we have three, are any of these at risk? So is this something that can happen that will mean that we're not going to achieve these? This is probably the next one is the thing I was resisting the most. I did not want to do this. I think I had mentors telling me for like, I don't know, a year, you need to start doing daily calls. I was like, I don't want to do daily calls. I don't want more calls on my calendar. I don't want to. Until I realized, well, if I want to have a smoother business, we have to. So the biggest reason these daily check-ins have been the best thing we've implemented, even though I was so freaking resistant to them, is because when we're on Slack, tone gets lost, right? So everything sounds kind of harsh. And I told you, like people, like balls were getting dropped, things weren't clear. My communication wasn't the clearest either. With like, here's what I want, or here's the vision of the project or whatever. And we realized when we did the 15-minute check-ins every day that a lot of this communication that would get us annoyed on Slack and take a lot of time gets cleared up in like literally a minute. We do this very quickly. So it was like, what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? Where do you need help? So this means if I had said to, let's say, Lucy, hey, can you work on this webinar stuff tomorrow? She's like, yeah, sure. She starts, she's like, oh my gosh, Maggie, you actually didn't give me the right copy. It's not finished. Do you want this or this or this? We can have a conversation about that. It gets sorted. She gets to go on with her work. She doesn't have to listen to Slack and then wait for me. So it actually saves hours of back and forth. For us, I feel it wasn't just the back and forth. It was like the annoyance. Again, I can say we get, it's, I work with my husband and sister. Like we get annoyed at each other. It happens. But this has, again, we were so freaking resistant. This has been one of the best things that we've done. And I do recommend to my clients, like 15-minute stand up, especially the beginning when you hire someone, is going to help massively. The last thing I did is I started doing monthly one-on-one. So I actually didn't add this in here, but when I realized that like, especially Lucy's role operations, that her role had been shifting because she kind of started out as like a virtual assistant, then we added more automations, and she's shifting to something a little bit more like operations, CFO, and want her more in charge. We actually first did a job description. Again, something I massively resisted. But now we have this job description, so we're aligned with like, here are our expectations. Because we had done it together. I had said, here's what I want you to be doing. Does this work for you? Does this make sense? Any questions? We have to refine something. So black and white. I'll make a separate video on this. And then once a month, we just sit down. We're like, hey, how did the last month go for you? How did is there something I can do better to support you? What do you think we should be doing differently? And having this monthly one-on-one, even though we have like the Monday meetings and the check-ins, but having some time with your person to just be like, how did the last couple of weeks go for you? Has been also a huge trust builder and like allowing me to trust the team more and like, cool, they actually have it handled. And it's given space to certain things with like realizing, oh, like actually Lucy loves working on projects where she kind of that has like a start and end date that she can finish off and have agency over. Great. What are other projects that she can have full agency over where she doesn't have to ask me for like copy or approval or whatever? What can I give her that is going to move the business forward? She's going to enjoy it. Business is going to grow. Everyone's happy. So that's actually been also incredibly helpful to have that one-on-one time as well. So let me see. So now we make decisions so much faster. We are on the same page because we are almost like we're trying to over communicate. Especially when you work remotely, it's hard. People know what they're working on and what matters that week. So it's a lot harder to get distracted with like ADHD because you know, oh, here's a priority for the quarter, and we talked about it on Monday, and we mentioned it like on our daily stand up. Not guessing what someone else was doing for me as the CEO, who's like, I've always done things myself, and now I'm like trusting the team more, knowing, oh, so Lucy's not working on that task now, she's working on it in 2 weeks. Cool. It's safe, it will get worked on, has been massive. Like, oh, Michael's done X and he's doing Y tomorrow. Okay, done. I don't have to ask, I don't have to chase, I know. And that's given me as the business owner like a lot more peace of mind with growing the business. Team feels a lot more supported. Ownership is way higher because I get to let go, they get to do stuff, and everything is lighter and easier. We have more fun. We're no longer annoyed at each other. Like again, like imagine working with your sibling and your partner. Like there's some challenges. I love it. I'm so grateful. I think it's a dream for a lot of people to be able to like support the people that you love, but there are some challenges. Um, so the three things that we did was that communication moved to ClickUp. We added the structured Monday meeting and the daily check-ins, and then the monthly one-on-ones were massive. So hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions on this, just let me know. If this is the stuff that you feel like you need help with to help you systematize your business, to help you scale, to help you step into a new level of you being a business owner and CEO, then go book the call in or around this video. go.maggieyo.com/book. Find time, apply, and that's going to give us a chance to get to know you, look at your business, help you map out, hey, here's the next steps that we think you should be taking to get to where you want to go. And if you want our help coaching you, helping you implement with that, then we can have that conversation. And if you want to take those ideas off and implement on your own, you are welcome to do that as well. So, cool. See you in the next one.